Hey guys, how's it going? Happy Monday. Tonight's topic is going to be talking about keeping people happy. And I'm going to throw in the and should you. One of the things I deal with a lot in my business, being that I own a digital marketing agency, is that, you know, people make requests of me. A lot of times they'll text me, they'll email me. I want to be responsive. I always want people to understand that we value them as a client. They are important to us. But there are definitely times in my life when I am not available. And um, I recognize that there are also times in my life and in my business where, um, due to other circumstances and things going on, perhaps it is better that I not respond right now to a request from a client because I know I'm going to snap. I know I'm going to come off as cranky. I know I may be more irritable. Um, I may be more frustrated. A lot of those things happen. Happen. This is just the nature of life. It's the nature of being professional. It's the nature of business. So there is this balance and the setting of boundaries that has to happen with every client relationship, within every business relationship, within every working relationship, where we really do set specific boundaries with one another. So, what am I talking about? Um, Say somebody is really, really unhappy and they are emailing you at, you know, 10 p.m. It's important, but it's not necessarily urgent. Nobody's going to die. Nobody's going to lose any money. We've got an artificially imposed deadline. And you recognize that now is maybe not a good time to respond to that. I'm tired, I'm snippy, I'm cranky, I've got 14 things going on. Maybe it's time to hold off on that response and craft that response a little bit better, right? And that's what I'm talking about. Another thing that we've learned to do in our business from time to time is schedule responses to go back to a client. You get a response back to them in a timely manner, but you're not having to respond to them at 10 o'clock at night. So you're not setting that expectation up that you're available for, a 10 p.m. chat. Now, for me, if I'm available, I'm responding. If I'm not available, I'm not responding. And in general, if it's a weekend, unless it's something that's an emergency, I'm not responding. I will hold those text messages until I can deal with them on Monday morning. I will tell you guys that I generally don't take my cell phone into the bedroom with me. I have just a regular alarm in my bedroom, a regular bedside clock, because I don't want the binging and buzzing and booping in my bedroom. My quality of sleep suffers. And then when Haley's not happy, ain't nobody in my house happy. Raise your hand if you have ever had that situation of when mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. Haley, when sleep deprived, does not do well, as do most normal human beings, right? So, learning to set boundaries, responding promptly, and doing it. Now, I'm going to also flip it on the other side. One of the things that I do when I check my email is that I time block around it. I try to be prompt about it. I make sure that I empty my inbox every day. I get to the bottom of my inbox every day. I don't necessarily delete every email in my inbox every day, but I do take a look at everything in my inbox every single day. And one of the things that I do is that I read everything, and if it is a short task, if it's going to take me less than 2 minutes to do, I go ahead and do it. One of the things that I have learned is that there's generally not a ton of those types of things on there, and it keeps people a lot happier if I can do the short tasks quickly. And then I put the other bigger tasks on my to-do list, which is currently sitting on a sheet of paper next to me. And then I prioritize those tasks based on who's going to die first. Okay, not exactly, but you know what I mean. The most important things happen first. And I do it in a block schedule. I try to get to the bottom of my email inbox every single day. If I'm not going to do something right now, what I'm going to do is take a look at it and decide when a task is going to be done. And if the task is going to take, more than today or tomorrow, I'm going to give people an estimate of, hey, I'll get back to you next week. Generally, I try to let people know when to expect a response. Managing expectations is a huge part of keeping people happy. Telling them when you're going to respond, telling them whether you're going to respond. One of the things that I do that is actually kind of counterintuitive is that I schedule all of my calls during the day. By its very nature, I do a lot of sales calls, or I'm talking to people, or I'm on client calls most of my days. The reason I do my lives at 10 p.m. at night is generally because it's when everybody's settled down. I'm not doing any more client calls for the night, and I am getting ready to go to, overdrive and get stuff done before I go to bed. And I set the timer, I get everything done. I let people know when to expect stuff, and I get my inbox down to zero. I communicate when I'm going to get stuff done, and I always get my inbox down to that empty point every single day. I don't answer my phone during the day. If you're on a call with me, you're on a call with me, and I'm not over here on my cell phone unless it's my child calling me. I actually have a voicemail on my phone that says, hey, please don't leave me a message. Instead, please text me or email me or book a call with me on my website. And the reason that I do that is because I'm setting expectations. One of the best things I learned a while back is basically to set that expectation of how often are you going to return calls. Well, one of the things that I discovered is that my beloved cell phone carrier, and I don't know about y'all, but I have this issue. My beloved cell phone carrier will sometimes decide to not deliver my phone calls and my messages in a timely manner. So not only do I suck at actually remembering to check my voicemail, but sometimes voicemails don't even show up in a timely manner. So even if I wanted to be prompt with returning calls, I couldn't be because my cell phone doesn't do stuff. Well, I could hire an answering service, but that's like an extra $500 a month. So for, a handful of calls that I actually wanted to receive. So the way that I handle that to keep people happy is to say, hey, don't leave me a voice message. I used to have a little bit more cutesy message on there. It says, hey, I suck at answering voicemails. Don't leave me a message. But, nowadays I just say, hey, please don't leave me a message. Instead, text me or email me. Those are the best ways to get in touch with me. If you meet me in person, I will always tell you to text me or email me. It's about setting expectations with clients and with people in your world, your husband, your children, all of those. Although sometimes you're going to have the client who is a pain in the butt. They want to be able to text you 24/7. They want an instant response. They don't expect you to ever sleep. God forbid you sleep. And they want everything like right now. You have to decide if those are the clients you're going to deal with. I always make a point, if somebody needs a more in-depth response, I don't respond right away. Sorry, guys. I think about it. I am always one of those people who I'll be at a party and I'll hear somebody say something and I will come up with this really awesome response like 4 days later. I know that. That's how my brain works. So I try to not come back with things that are snappy. If somebody says something and they jar me and they jolt me out of like my, state of being, I've learned to flip it and to not respond right then and there. Um, I'm like, okay, give me a minute. And I may take a day or two to respond to somebody when they're being snippy, when they're being difficult, when they're being whatever, because I realize that they could be tired, they could be cranky, they could be snappy, they could be irritable, or they could just be having the jump, how high do you want me to jump kind of a moment. And how high do you want me to jump for me is rarely going to work unless you're having a true emergency, i.e., your website got hacked or Facebook decided to show your business is closed when it's actually open. I've had those happen. And those are emergencies, right? So manage your client expectations, communicate clearly, tell them what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, when you're going to do it, and then show results, right? Here's what we did. Here's how we did it. Here's how we were going to do it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that tends to keep people just a little bit happier. So let me know in the comments if you've ever dealt with those unreasonable clients, right? The clients that wanted you, hey, Meg, can you ship me that today? And can you please let me pick that lantern up in California? I need it delivered tomorrow, right? Well, you're not going to probably be able to deliver a custom lantern to California tomorrow because it's already 10 p.m. They're probably going to have to wait until Wednesday or Thursday at the absolute earliest. So being super clear with what you can do and what you can't do, being super clear with how you respond and when you respond is super, super, super important. And then you're going to also have those people who are completely irrational, and it doesn't matter what you do. Unless they are paying you god awful sums of money, you should not ever, and you have a legal agreement to do so, you should not be doing the how high can you jump kind of a game. I know people who currently work for clients, and I feel bad for them because they work for clients who are constantly creating drama, constantly having issues. Okay, yeah, you might get paid a couple $100 an hour every single time they do it, but you're getting these calls at 10 p.m. on a Saturday night and you're having time taken away from your family. So you decide what's important to you. You decide what the codes of conduct are for your business, right? How you're going to be treated by your clients. You're going to decide whether or not you actually want to keep a particular client happy. And if the answer becomes no, then it's time to move on and go find another client. Here's the cool thing. When you find somebody that you are not compatible with and they are not compatible with you and things are just not working out, the cool thing, you can decide to end the contract. In most cases, make sure that your contracts allow you to do that, right? If you're working for an employer who is abusive, well, guess what? Go find another job. The cool thing is that, it's this energy thing. If you're using all your energy taking care of a client that's making you absolutely miserable, that prevents you from having the energy to take care of clients that are not going to be making you miserable, that are going to make you happy, that are going to bring flow and ease in. And the more of these clients that you bring in that make you miserable because they're just going to cover the bills, the more miserable you're going to be in your life and in your business. So think about what your standards of behavior that you're going to accept are and what you're going to accept, why you're going to accept it, what is the code of conduct that you want. How happy are you going to be if you keep this client? This is one of the reasons that I, for instance, suggest that you always keep your job until you've gotten to a certain point income-wise. Never allow a single client to be all of your income or most of your income, because if that one client walks, then you're up a creek without a paddle. And always make sure that you have other ways that you could earn money, right? It might be on OnlyFans, it might be cleaning houses, it might be doing things you don't really want to do. But the cool thing is that you can ditch that client from hell, that job from hell, because you know that you can walk out and tomorrow, using your skills, you could list yourself on Fiverr and Odesk and every single other site and become a freelancer or drive for Uber or Instacart or Lyft or whatever and make some money. You decide how people are going to treat you. You decide what you're going to put up with. And this has been an important lesson for my own team. This is a conversation where we're like, this client is way more work than we bargained on. They're way more demanding. They're making calls at all hours of the day and night. Okay, so here's how we're going to respond. Here's how we're going to set expectations. And the more of that expectation setting we set, the better the relations get, the better the communications get. The less the back and forth is, the more specific we are in our communications, the better it gets. So I hope that this helps a little bit with keeping people happy, with a little bit of the light work-life balance thing, because I am not all about working to live. I'm about, or living to work. I'm about working to live. So you want to work, you want to have a job, a business, you want to make some money, but please don't make it your every single waking second and that you're not having quality of life as a result. So for fun tonight, I'm going to pull a card out of my Fairy Medicine Oracle deck, which is by our group's own Maritza Moreno. She is a member of Women's Entrepreneur Network. And if you would like for me to pull a card, it's 10 o'clock and it's been a long day for Haley. Let me know and I will be happy to pull a card for you as a kind of a funsies sort of thing. I love that deck too, Meg. It has so far been one of my favorites. This one and the Love Your Inner Goddess card deck is really, 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 really cool. You want 42. Do you want towels with that, Tish? Do you know when I turned 42, my husband gave me towels for my birthday? And 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. If anybody's ever read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that is 42, if you catch the reference. At least I think that's what you're referring to. If not, I apologize. 48, 47, 46, 42. You could use some new towels. Yeah, I got new towels when I turned 42. It was really, really cool. I need to get new towels again, but I keep buying new towels and my kids keep walking off with them. I don't know what's up with that. So this one is for you, Tish, 42. It is the 43rd card, 43. But it is the 42nd card. Anyway, weaving, what are you creating? Be honest with yourself. Work your magic consciously. When Spider makes her presence known in your reading, it's time to have an honest look at how you're creating your own reality. Don't get entangled in your own web of fear and deception. Be truthful with yourself and others about what's important to your heart. Create with intention and integrity. Otherwise, you'll end up betraying yourself and others may get caught up in your web tube. This card reminds you that not all is always as it seems. With her set of 8 eyes, Spider knows how to look at different situations from different angles. Take a step back and be open to viewing your current experience in new ways. This will enable you to see the truth of what you've created and you'll be free to choose again. If you're feeling stuck in a situation that's weighing you down, this is your sign to liberate yourself from what is not healthy for you. Be willing to face what's keeping you bound, and any entrapments will no longer have power over you. You are always free to decide what's best for you. Claim your sovereignty and weave your own web with love, truth, and wisdom. Totally get the reference. Yep. When I left my last corporate job, I sent out an email at the end that said, "So long and thanks for all the fish." So it was kind of fun. So So we said so long and thanks for all the fish. Would anybody like another card? Patty says top. Okay. I thought you would. I thought you would, Patty. This one is blessings. See the beauty and magic in your situation. Trust and open to receive. If life has been a whirlwind lately, this card has come to you as an invitation to shift your perspective. Instead of fearing the intensity of your stormy days, embrace the opportunity to dance in the rain. As human beings, we're often taught to seek only happiness and sunshine and reject all other experiences as negative and unwanted. However, all feelings are part of life and are equally valuable. Today, the fairies want to remind you that whenever you suppress an uncomfortable feeling such as sadness, anger, or frustration, you also close yourself off from experiencing true joy and fulfillment. By allowing all emotions and remaining present in the here and now, your passion for life can return. Your heart becomes wide open, and any stuckness or stagnation dissolves. This card is also a reminder that life truly always has your back. Every experience holds a special blessing that ultimately helps you manifest what you desire. The more you can trust life to bring you what you need in each moment, the more effortless and joyful your journey becomes. Instead of judging your current situation as negative, see the magic in it and be open to receiving the gifts it has in store for you. So there you go. I hope that you have enjoyed that. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Sending you lots and lots of blessings and wonders. And if there's a request for one more card, I have time for one more before I go turn into a pumpkin. Did you know that they have pumpkin spice at Starbucks already? And I might have eaten a couple of the pumpkin muffins. So anywho, we will talk soon. Hope you have a good night. Love you guys. Blessings and good night.